All right, welcome everybody to tonight's first race in the Street Stock 1RC class here at Lanes Raceway. We got quite a few people here getting ready to race, and we've got the points set up right now. This is, wrong point system there. Hang on one second. That's for our new school, old school slot car point system. Here's our street stock points for 1RC right here. We got Garrett Burden, not here tonight, Brad Gregory, also known as Bones, Blake Pannell, Jeff McMahon, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson, Gabriel Kirtley, not here tonight, Jamie Fulcher, David Lee, not here tonight, and Cody Bickle. They're all going to be running in the street stock class. We're going to head over here to WK Raceway. Chat is live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Hello, James Deckard. How you doing tonight? We're going to get qualifying started up here in just a second. First up is going to be Dirt Late Model Standard. Hello, Shelby Conrad. All right, guys. Up first, Dirt Late Model Standard. 10 minutes to qualify. Tim Hall, Josh Fulks. So they're going to go out there, qualify their cars. About 10 minutes is what they have. Standard, not beginner. Now, beginner is going to be a pretty big class. Jeff was wondering about the standard class there. Great. How are you? I'm doing good, James. Talking to Jeff over here. Did you change transponders in that? What's the number on that? I swapped you. Okay. All right, I got you swapped. We had it as 2473, I believe. Anyways, you're good to go. All right, Tim Hall with the 3.630 in the standard. Josh Fulks up next. Standard class, any 8700 motor, whether it's the 10 tooth or the 12 tooth, any rear end from 1RC, whether it is the midget or the late model rear end. And this includes the new hefty duty rear ends. Josh Fulks right now with a 3.990. He's still got one more lap though. Devin Keener, get it. We're about to. All right. Josh Fulks, 3.990. All right, next up is Dirt Late Model Beginner. Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall, Josh Fulks, Hunter Bickle, Bones, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher, Butch Bickle. 10 minutes to qualify. And this is our 8700 breakout class. Anything faster than a 3.8 and you will break out a lap. So right there we see him running a 3.960. He's a good tenth of a second off. So he's in nowhere near the danger of breaking out there. But one thing that we've had an issue with is overcharging of batteries with the quick chargers. And sometimes they can actually break out the first couple laps. So I'm going to have a little station over here if the guys just want to make for sure that they're not going to break out come next week. It's going to be hooked to a fluke meter. And if their battery is 7 volts or lower, they won't have any chance of breaking out. But you can get these batteries to actually be quite a bit hotter than just 7 volts. We got Butch Bickle up here right now, currently running a 4.630 as his fastest. Right now, Josh Fulks in the lead with a 3.870. That's a pretty fast time for the rookie class. All right, Butch Bickle, 4.530. Next up, we're going to have Tim Hall. T. Tim Hall in the green and orange car. Going to be racing for some points a little bit later on for the street stock class. Right now with a 4.071. All right, Tim Hall, 4.071. Now we got Bones coming up in his yellow and blue 45. He's also going to be racing for some street stock points here. 4.309 right now. And I've heard Bones' street stock earlier today, and that baby is smooth. Sounds really, really good and quite quick. We got quite a few people quick in the street stock class. I've seen Cody earlier this week run his, last week actually on Saturday, and he's probably got the fastest one I've seen so far. Some good rear turn. All right, Bones, a 4.280. Next up, Chase Reinerson in the all blacked out late model. Blacked out tires, blacked out wheels, blacked out car. Turning a 4.360 so far. This class can be quite competitive. We're going to be going through quite a few mains in this class, it looks like. Might even see a C main today. All right, Chase Reinerson, 4.240. Next up, we got Hunter Bickle in the orange and white Hooters car. Running the low side, good strategy. We've seen this before. The shortest part of the track is down low, and that's a 4.850. Pretty good strategy so far. All right, Hunter, 4.850. Next up, we're going to see Jeff McMahon in the 777 Monkey Butt Incorporated car. Looks like he's got an American flag on the left side of that car, too. He's got a little bit of sensitivity issues there, a little bit sharp turning on the car. There he goes. He's straightening her out a little bit now. And another flip there. Right now, 5.50 for Jeff. Running the high side here, Jeff McMahon. See if we can get this last lap in. All right, a 5.120, Jeff. Jamie Fulcher going to be up next. Jamie Fulcher also going to be running alongside Jeff and the rest of the crew and some points here later on in the street stock class. He's got the purple, gray, and yellow 13 here. One of the better looking late models we've seen. As he whips it around there for his first lap, he is going to have a 4 even. Riding that low side there, definitely going to be competitive. 3.950 so far is his fastest time. All right, Jamie, a 3.950. Josh Fulks, you are going to be top qualifier in the Dirt Late Model Beginner class with a 3.870. Next up is Super Dirt Late Model. Josh Fulks, Blake Pennell, Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher. 10 minutes to qualify. A special thanks to Bones, also known as Brad Gregory. He made us some pretty cool shirts here. While we're waiting on the racers to get up there, we'll show you. These are available for purchase to anybody that is not a racer or a racer. Either way, you can get these. We've got pit crew on the back. Now, the only way that you can get like a shirt like what I got on right now, which this was from our previous series, 1RC late model dirt track racing, and then the back of it has a little late model car on it. The only way to get one of those is if you are in one of the series, like some of these guys are getting into this series here. But you can get one of these pit crew shirts and not have to be a racer, so that's pretty cool. And we appreciate Brad Gregory for making some of those up for us. Like I said, today they're going to be racing for points here. We got the 1RC points here. We can see Brad Gregory, Blake Panel, Jeff McMahon, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, and Cody Bickle here racing for points tonight. The guys that can't make it tonight, they can show up Saturday. And here we go. We got a qualifier coming up here. That's the 96 of Blake Panel and the plum purple and blue looking 96. He's got that thing humming, folks. 3.050 for Blake Panel. This is our fastest class. They can run a LiPo and a 10,000 in addition to our standard class. But these are very, very tough to control cars, as you guys can see. Cody Bickle up next here in the red car. Looks like he's running for Josh Folks. He's going to qualify for Josh. He's got one more lap here. I don't think it's going to matter much. All right, Josh Folks, 3.259. Next up, we got Chase Reinerson. And he's got a nice car dive bombing down low and hanging it out there. I think the last time he raced this class, he actually brought it home. So right now, he's shown some pretty good lap times here, 3.340, pretty consistently. All right, Chase, a 3.340. And just like I said last week, guys, it doesn't necessarily mean just that you have the fastest car that you will win. Sometimes the fastest cars can be the most out of control, but having a decently quick above pace car plus easy to drive, I've noticed, has always produced. Yeah, that is the wrong car. So Jamie's got to get his actual car. He's had his other car out there. I believe that was his standard car. Yeah, that one right there, I was just talking about not always the fastest car wins, but the slowest car will lose. Unless everybody wrecks out, I suppose. So Jamie now with his super late model. That back end coming around really hard. A little light in the rear. Sounds like he's dragging a battery. What was it, Jamie? The switch? Knocked the off switch off the battery box. That's how fast these cars are going. One good hit really will ruin these cars' days. As he rolls down low there, he's got this car humming. It could push a little bit more, would probably help it, as we can see the back end coming around. If you don't lift when that's happening, it'll just keep on going. Right now, 3.470 for Jamie. We have seen his car really hook good down low before. But today it seems like that nose is kind of floating a little bit more than we usually see. All right, Jamie, a 3.470. Blake Panel, you're going to be top qualifier with the 3.050 in the super late model class. We'll go ahead and make that official. Up next is Asphalt Late Model, Chase Reinerson, Jeff McMahon, Tim Hall. 10 minutes to qualify. In the Asphalt Late Model class, always a spectacular class to watch. These cars handle really well on the track, and we see a lot of getting behind other cars and making their moves on some of the final laps. So I really do like watching these cars run. Tim, this is not showing up as the proper number. What is your transponder number? What's the number? What is it? I don't even have that one. Hang on. I was looking at the wrong thing. 3558. All right, hang on. I've set it as primary. All right. It was under 2727. Got to get back over here. All right, Tim, a 3.920. Next up, we got Jeff McMahon in the Monkey Butt Incorporated there. Jeff McMahon having some seriously strong trim pushing his car up the track. I'll find whenever I race these cars, which I haven't actually been in an actual race, but just whenever I'm doing some laps and stuff, that actually kind of hurts me because that right there happens with me, where that you end up fighting it back down the track and then it causes the back end to step out. Whereas, I mean, yeah, it is kind of a weird feeling whenever the car wants to kind of dive low, but it seems like if you put that trim in it to make it always fight up, I have a worse time with it than anything. Jeff McMahon, a 5.650 in the whited out car of Chase Reinerson. Pretty slick looking little livery going on here. Completely white with a black wing. He is hauling, folks. All right, Chase, a 3.240. That thing looks like a NASCAR rolling through there. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and finish that up. We'll be rolling into our big class of the evening, the points class here. All right, next up, qualifying for Dirt Street Stock, Jeff McMahon, Tim Hall, Jamie Fulcher, Chase Reinerson, Bones, Blake Pannell, Cody Bickle. 10 minutes to qualify. These guys are going to be racing for a big check this series for a trophy and also a car. So whoever ends up winning it, just like Tim won our winter series with the late model, they'll get the big check and they can choose to put it up here in Lanes Raceway or take it home and have it as a trophy, whatever they want to do. And like I said, they'll also get themselves a car for just participating in this. Now this class is any 8700K motor. Just like all the rest of our standard classes, that could be a 10-tooth or a 12-tooth, and any rear end. All right, Jeff, a 4.420. They have to keep the tires of the car. They must run a 5-cell 1RC battery. The bodies must be 1RC bodies, all 1RC parts, nothing aftermarket. And a pretty good deal, actually. Man, Cody Bickle, just like I said, guys, he's hauling the mail in this class. He come the last Saturday, and I was very impressed with how his car handled. Cody, 3.380. And that car is still on point today. Now, Tim Hall, our previous series winner. Currently running a 3.730. All right, Tim, a 3.710. Next up, we're going to have Brad Gregory, Bones, with his yellow and blue car. STP 45. And how smooth that car is. Beautiful sounding. Bones right now, 3.850, but he's going to have a good time here. 3.510 with that car. Whew, smoking fast. All right, Bones, a 3.510. Blake's putting his car on. While he put his car on, he also put his controller, his battery, and everything else on the track. Let's see if he can put his heart on the track here in this 96 purple and yellow car. All right, Blake's looking at his car. I think we got her going now. Here we go. Blake, another smooth sounding car here. So we see him turning a 3.670 right now. He did start out in the preliminaries last Tuesday, and a pretty good car he had for sure. We're seeing more of the same here this week. All right, at 3.510, Blake Panel. Next up, Jamie Fulcher and Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson in the all white and black car again. And that thing is humming, folks. .720 right now. Hitting a 3.610. You got one more lap. All right, Chase, a 3.610. Jamie, you're up. So you got about 5 minutes. You're all right. In the meantime, special thanks to Livermore Subway for sponsoring our slot car 4 Crowns here at Lanes Raceway. Don't forget to go over there while you're here at Lanes Raceway, or if you're just passing through in Livermore, and get yourself a sub sandwich and support them, because they do support hobby racing here in the state, and we appreciate them for that. Also, Defense 7 for all of our computer goodness that we got going on here. We appreciate them, and they also sponsored our 4 Crowns, so we appreciate that. Like I said, 4 Crowns is coming up. We're about halfway there right now, pretty close to it. After this series is over with, we got one more series left. We'll be back in 4 Crowns again. Of course, Jay Latham has been reigning king for the 4 Crowns for 2 years in a row, and we'll see if he can hang on to it again. We're into our first week, as you guys know, in the hard body class. Now, if you get on YouTube, you'll notice that our video got removed over music being played. We got blocked over a Jelly Roll song. So that's why that video got removed off YouTube. You can still see it on Facebook and Twitch, I think. So right now, while we're playing or racing, we're running non-copyrighted music. Basically just background music just to cut the noise. That's all we ever use it for anyway. Um, but nonetheless, hoping that don't happen again. If it does, just remember you can check it out on Facebook and Twitch. Now, Twitch doesn't have as much of a half-life as Facebook does. Uh, Twitch only lasts, I think, for about 2 weeks, and then they just kick it off of the channel. But we're constantly live streaming here. Just kind of a quick overview of what took place. We'll go over here and I'll show you. Sean McCutcheon ended up winning both the new school and the old school in points this past week. He took home first place in both. Randy Kirtley would have had it in the new school if about midway through he didn't get held up on the third to the last corner. Our track marshals were doing the best that they could, and there was just a pile up, and he had to just wait before the pile up. And it cost him about 11 seconds or about 2.5 laps, and that really killed him. Sean McCutcheon run excellent this past week, and I mean, he was just on one. He couldn't wreck to save his life. He has those cars really tuned in there, rocking and rolling. Now, I will say in that class, a lot of weight. These cars are looking at about 300 to 325 grams per car just to keep them on the track. We are running the flat track for this series. But we are excited to say we are making good progress on the orange track. I can go over there and check that out real quick. See, it's still in plastic and stuff. We poured some resin in the dog leg right there that crooks around where the bridge usually is. We poured some resin in there to flatten out the black and purple lanes. So hopefully we'll get that perfectly true so that whenever we put the new coating on it, that this thing will be flat as glass and with some good texture in it, similar to our flat track. We're also widening the guide flag spacing so that you can run the bigger guide flags. So on tighter corners like the exit horseshoe coming into the backstretch there, you'll no longer get hung up using bigger guide flags. We've poured resin in them to reinforce the wood. And that was a special thanks to slotblog.net for some of the info that Randy Kirtley ended up finding out about that if you are having those issues in your slot car track where that it's kind of fluffing up the MDF from where the guide flags are hitting it and rubbing it raw, just you can take regular boat fiberglass without the fiberglass in it, just take the resin, mix it up, and it'll soak right in there and harden it up, and then you can come back and route that out, and that's what we're doing, making it as smooth as possible. So when we get this laid back down, the braid height stays the same, and our spacing off the track stays the same all the way through, so you can set a wing car up or a flexi car and really make that thing hum. We want to get back into some IndyCar racing. Guys love IndyCar, and we haven't really been able to run a lot of IndyCar because they would ramp on the backstretch. Now we got Jamie Fulcher, the last 1 minute 29 seconds left to qualify here, and it looks like he's got the car not doing too bad, pushing a little bit coming out of turn 4 there, but if he go a little bit higher coming on the backstretch and dive down low, he should be able to negate that. All right, Jamie Fulcher, 4.470. Fastest qualifying time for the dirt street stock, Cody Bickle, 3.380. So Cody is going to be top qualifier now. We're going to head over here. We're going to start our heat racing. All right. So 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Just making sure everything's on the up and up here. All right, guys, our first heat race is going to be Dirt Late Model Standard Heat 1 of 1. Tim Hall, Josh Fulks. As they get their cars ready here to run 30 laps, we ask all racers not racing, please help track marshal. But the Summer Series is definitely starting off with a bang. The next live stream you guys are going to see is our beginner class, and I got to get them set up with their names. We got about 11 people in our beginner class slot car racing. That's a little kit that Mid-America makes, so special thanks to ERI, our distributor, and a special thanks to Roger Smith from Mid-America for making those cool kits with the Parma controllers, because these guys love it. And they're going to be racing on the blue track in the oval, and this will be alternating. Our first race will be on the blue track, though. All right, guys, ready? Listen for the tone. Here we go, 30 laps. Tim Hall out to an early lead. We see Josh Fulks there behind him. About a half of a lap track difference between the two. Tim Hall's late model, definitely a nice car. This is the car that ended up winning the Winter Series. So Tim Hall is a force to be reckoned with in this class, to say the least. Him, Blake, and Garrett battled it out all the way to the very end in the Winter Series, and Tim was able to take it in the tie-off race between the three. So very good setup car. Tim is definitely smooth with his green and orange 19 Tim Hall racing car. We're seeing some pretty good times here. 3.610. He's about 2/10 quicker right now than Josh Fulks. Josh Fulks not had as much track time as Tim, but doing an exceptionally good job for as much track time as he has here at Lanes Raceway. So we've seen a lot worse driving for sure. We've seen a lot of huge wrecks. There's a reason there's a catch fence there. As both of them getting involved in a little bit of an incident here. Tim is going to try to get him backed up there. Ends up hitting him again there as they both get lined up. Now they're ready to go. Cody said he would have went ahead and took off. I think I would have been on Cody's refrain there. I'd have went ahead and just kept rolling. I don't know. I guess I might be a little too competitive, but at the same aspect, hey, we're here to win, right? So I like to rock and roll. Tim does have a good heart about letting off a lot of the time, especially if he ends up causing the wrecks, and he will actually stop and wait on the guys. But it's all how you want to do it. We got Glenn Burden. He always gives people room. They give him room, and vice versa. And I'll tell you, back in the basement racing with him, I always love being next to Glenn Burden. A little face off there. Congratulations, Tim Hall. All right, we're going to move on into our next heat. Next up is heat 1 of 2, Dirt Late Model Beginner. Butch Bickle, Chase Reinerson, Hunter Bickle, Jeff McMahon. Blake going to go get him a battery on charge, getting ready for his race coming up. Butch Bickle taking him a little practice lap there. Looks like Hunter's going to take him a little bit of a practice lap, make sure his car's running good. Jeff McMahon's on his way up. Chase Reinerson is getting his stuff ready. Now, this is our beginner class. It is a 3.8 breakout, so just know that on the first couple of laps, if your battery's a little juiced, better let off before the start line. Cook a little bit of time if you're in the lead, because if you're in the lead, you're in the lead. Don't lose a full lap for trying to be too quick in this class. And here comes Chase Reinerson. All right, everybody's getting them lined up. Everybody ready? Listen for the tone. And here we go. Out front, we see Chase, followed by Butch Bickle. Some big hits, big hits. Chase Reinerson and Butch Bickle, about a corner difference between each other. Butch Bickle's car looking like Tony the Tiger. Now he's about to put one on as we see two cars involved in an incident here. Chase still going to hang on to it. Butch and Hunter battling it out. That's the two orange cars on the track. Hunter's car there coming off in turn 3 and 4. Butch Bickle now within one lap to Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson making all the right moves. Oh, as Chase Reinerson gets hit head on by Butch Bickle. We're seeing Jeff McMahon's car get a little bit sideways there in turn 2, the number 77 black car there. Down low, what a pass we see by Chase Reinerson. Narrowly missing a dive bomb down low. We see this a lot on this track. It's one of the defensive ways of driving here, is a lot of down pressure on a car in front of you to try to spin them. Bones trying his best to get Hunter Bickle put back out there. Hunter Bickle currently running in 4th position right now. Jeff McMahon now in 3rd position. As we're going to see Jeff McMahon's car get flipped over. Special thanks to Cody there for flipping him over. We got Tim Hall with his hands full there in turn 2 between Butch and Chase. Our 1st and 2nd position right now. 2 laps of difference separating those two. As Chase Reinerson makes a nice move down low, and a ramp on the backstretch as Jeff McMahon hits a car and goes flying. 5 laps to go. This is Chase Reinerson's race. The all blacked out late model, narrowly getting a miss there by Hunter Bickle in the white and orange car. A blacked out car almost looking like a Batmobile rolling around there. Hunter Bickle almost getting chase again there, coming around on turn 1. Last lap. Congratulations, Chase Reinerson. All right, next up, Dirt Late Model Beginner. Heat 2 of 2. Jamie Fulcher, Josh Fulks, Tim Hall, Bones. See Josh Fulks doing a couple little practice laps here. It does not hurt to get a few of those in. If anything, killing the battery a smidge helps a lot too in this class. Jamie Fulcher going to lead the way in this Dirt Late Model Beginner class. That's racing. Jamie Fulcher said he had to work on his junk. I was just making a comment that that's racing. Everybody wants to win. Sometimes it ends up getting a little bit of a rough house going on. Probably skip that one. I do know what it is. I'm afraid that AI does too. I got blocked the other night from a Christian song. Yeah, they removed my video off YouTube. Yeah. All right, here comes Jamie Fulcher. Leading the pack, leading the way. Josh Fulks in second, Tim Hall third, Bones in fourth. All right, guys, we get some marshals. T. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have you. Yeah, I understand. I'm gonna have T get over here on that side. Oh, he's got it. Okay, never mind, T. You're good. All right, guys, listen for the tone. Jamie Fulcher bouncing off of Josh Fulks, now going into second position. Tim Hall is outside. Can they go through smooth? Oh, Jamie Fulcher bounces off Tim and hits Bones, and there's an incident on the backstretch. Nonetheless, he's going to move on through. Josh Fulks taking the lead as he comes up behind Jamie Fulcher, takes a dive bomb down low, him and Tim both. Jamie gets out of the way. Jamie trying to find his footing there with one of his low side cars there. Bones on the low side. Jamie hitting Bones, but it looks like Jamie's going to end up getting stopped there in turn 1. A battle for the lead. Josh Fulks, Tim Hall both getting involved. Josh Fulks is going to come out alive. Tim's going to hit him, and back and forth we go. Tim Hall going to break out. Josh going to break out. Both of them broke out. The software done what it's supposed to do, as they're both on the same lap technically. About a half of a lap difference between the two. As Tim Hall's moving up through the pack, passing Jamie, now coming up against Bones' 45 yellow and blue car. Tim's going to try to make a move, and he does, and pulls Bones' chain there a little bit. Now within a backstretch between Josh Fulks, Tim, and Josh, battling out this whole race long. Jamie's car there getting flicked over. Tim Hall now in the lead as he passes Jamie Fulks, or Josh Fulks. Josh Fulks hits Bones. Bones is going to flip his own car here. And gets hit again by Josh Fulks. Josh Fulks gets pulled right there by Tim Hall. Tim Hall now got a full lap lead. Tim Hall goes to the outside of Bones. Bones making it tough as they squeeze through turn 4. Tim's going to come out ahead. So is Bones. Jamie pulling up on Bones side by side with Josh. Congratulations, Tim Hall. A pretty good battle between Tim and Josh there. Josh having a couple more wrecks there, ended up calling that heat race. But both of these guys, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the A-main between those two. All right, coming up next, Super Dirt Late Model, Blake Pennell, Chase Reinerson, Josh Fulks, Jamie Fulcher. All right. So Jamie's going to get working on his Super Dirt Late Model. This is our fast class here. All track marshals need to be on hand for sure for this one. We've seen them fly off the track. We've seen them fly onto the inside of the track. I still have a somewhat of a wager. If somebody can get their car to ramp off and hit the soccer ball that's in the center of the track before hitting the ground, I'll give them $100. But since we've had to catch fence up, we have yet to see a car in the center. So I don't think we're going to have that issue. We have seen, since we put the catch fence up, 3 cars go off the track. Last time we seen it, Tim Hall was a catcher for Major League Baseball. Caught one right in the stomach. One of them come off of turn 2 and hit him. He caught it solid, put it right back on the track. Looked like it hurt. Hello, Bones. But yeah, excited for the street stock class this series. Going to be very entertaining, I have a feeling, as people are just now getting their footing, trying to figure out how to set these cars up, make them quick. By the time it's all said and done, I think it's going to be a lot of beating and banging, especially when people get used to driving the track here. See Josh Fulks' car coming out on the track there. One thing I do like about this class, how fast it goes, is simply hearing the tires whenever they go around the corner. You can feel them rolling over. Cody's looking at the car. Something's going on. He's messing with the controller there. Too much brake. I didn't even know you could set drag brake with these controllers. But I think he's got it fixed. Josh, he's got his stuff ready. We're waiting on Jamie. Jamie's coming. Hey, T, why don't you help Jeff here and track marshal for Jeff? Oh, they're going to wreck in this one, Jeff. All right, our racers are lined up. I need to get the white lines painted back on the track. All right, guys, y'all ready? Listen for the tone. And we see Tim Hall there in turn 2. He's catching another car. That was Jamie Fulcher's car. And he's got it. He knows where the cars come off. Right now we see Blake Pennell in the 96 out in the lead, followed by Josh Fulks in the red car. Both of them on each other's hips here. And we see Blake Pennell's car hauling the mails. He comes into traffic and he narrowly misses it. Now they're side by side. Josh Fulks takes the lead. Blake Pennell gives him a hard hit from Jamie Fulcher. We got Blake going in reverse. Blake's got his car back up. Now Josh Fulks in the red car in the lead by a lap. And we see Blake Pennell's car after that wreck having some issues here. And we see Jamie Fulcher's car off the track again. Bones quick to get him. Like I said, a full debacle when it comes to the super late model. We might have a break out here for Blake Panel. Blake Panel's car starting out fast. All right, that's going to be a deduction lap for Blake and Jamie. As they stayed too long by the start-finish line. Blake's now got his footing back under. He's got 2 laps to make up, but good thing this is the heat race. He's still got an A main to go through, so this not too devastating. All right, congratulations, Josh Folks. Chase Reinerson second, Blake third in the heat race. Jamie Fulcher fourth. Very fast, very furious. The excitement will ensue come the mains for sure. Next up, Asphalt Late Model, Chase Reinerson, Tim Hall, Jeff McMahon. No, we're just in the heat races, honey. If you look up here, look, see that H1? That means we're in heat. If you see it say M, that means we're in the mains. Yeah, it always is. T said that was crazy. No, I'm fine, thank you. That actually wasn't a bad race. I mean, I feel bad for Blake. He did just get sideswiped right there, boy. Yeah, and then he comes back around. Yeah, Jamie got flipped, totaled, took out. Oh. He was just trying to find anywhere for him, wasn't he, Bones? It's pretty funny. When that class, when everybody is got their cars in order and they're running streamlined, that is one of the most coolest classes to watch. We've had a few of those races happen. It's been a bit since we've had a really, really tight race in the late model. It's about the time that everybody started using the wall as a meta. Now, of course, you are slower on the wall, but it does keep you out of trouble. And people started tearing their bodies up, cars up a little bit too, riding high side, but nonetheless. All right, we're going to see Chase Reinerson take a quick lap, make sure his car's in order. All right, guys, y'all ready? Listen for the tone. Tell you if you want track marshal, grab right here. All right, Chase out in the lead. Tim Hall trying to find his footing here as we see a wreck by Monkey Butt Incorporated. He's getting cleared out. That is Jeff McMahon there in the black car. Tim Hall's car turning around there in turn 4. Chase Reinerson currently in the lead. Tim bouncing off Jeff a little bit there, but getting his car under control now. Chase's car, as we can see here, not the fastest car. He's actually 4/10 slower than Tim, but his car is very, very controllable, and that is what's keeping him in the lead. But we do see the shark himself, Tim Hall, coming up behind him, and he is ready to eat, folks, as he spins out there in turn 4. Tim, takes out Chase, but then Chase makes a quick move there, gets his car set back, and gives it back to him pretty much in the same spot of the track. Tim now gets his car spun around there. Chase 2 laps up on Tim. Tim's going to have to get that car under control and really haul the mail to make those laps up in the next 15. We are halfway through, and he can make one of them up right here if he makes it clean, and he does. He's got to make another one as he goes low and passes Jeff McMahon professionally. Nice and clean, keeping that car low. We're seeing about a corner difference between Chase and Tim. Chase just needs to hang on for another 9 laps to keep doing what he's been doing, and he's going to bring this baby home. 8 laps to go. Tim and Jeff McMahon gets involved, and that's exactly what Chase wanted to see to be able to bring his heat race home. 6 laps left to go. We see Tim Hall's car getting spun there in turn 4. A different car that we've seen from qualifying. Tim's car very, very good in qualifying. Well, it's probably for me sanding that orange track. All right, Chase Reinerson going to take it. Tim Hall second, Jeff McMahon third. All right, up next, Dirt Street Stock Heat 1 of 2. Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon. Mightn't you? I feel you. Going good. Drivers in Arkansas. What are they doing right now? Are they just planting? Yeah. Well, we got to have those farmers, man, or we ain't eating. Well, ain't we eating the sugar from the corn? I got to have my sugar. Oh, is it? Well, I like tortilla shells. So we'll see Chase, Jamie, and Jeff running in the Dirt Street Stock Heat 1 and 2. Yeah, it may be smooth. It does. His name is Bones. All right, here comes Chase Ryerson in his white car here. He's going to make a quick lap here and make sure everything's on the up and up with his car. I think it says Pony on the back of that car. Looking good. And we got Jamie Fulcher there. And the number 8, Jeff McMahon, getting his car down. That car there is very twitchy. All right, guys, y'all ready? All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go. Out front, Chase again in the white and black car. I believe it says Pony on the trunk. 13 of Jamie Fulcher right behind him. Jamie getting kind of hung up there on the wall right before the start-finish line. His car pretty quick, pretty smooth. And Monkey Butt Incorporated 8 of Jeff McMahon rolling down the low side this time. As we see Jamie dive bomb low to dodge Jeff. We see Chase actually getting on the brakes there to dodge Jeff. Jeff and Chase getting into each other a little bit. Jeff's going to break out because he was too long by the start-finish line there. Nonetheless, we are back racing. Chase Ryerson out in the lead. Chase's car getting hit by Jeff McMahon twice. Jamie Fulcher and Chase now on the same lap. About a full lap difference between the two. Chase is looking for a spot to pass Jamie. We can see very methodical movements here by Chase. He knows what he's doing with that car. Wow, he brought the back end back under control with that car right before the start-finish line. That's impressive, folks. That's hard to do. Very hard to do. He's got that car set up perfectly for him. Jamie Fulcher there, going to go 2 laps down now. But he's going to fight for it to get it back as they go back and forth with each other. And Jamie and Jeff McMahon getting involved in a little incident there. You can hear Chase actually letting off the car, using some of the engine brake there to find a good position to make a pass on Jamie and Jeff here. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this series, I have a feeling. So makes a nice low side pass down with Jeff. We're just now starting to get a little bit of a glimpse of what these guys can do in this series. And I'm going to tell you, with the eyesight that we're seeing from Chase here, being able to pick his position with his car, actually letting off the trigger when it's something scary. All right, Chase Reinerson, congratulations. Jamie Fulcher fought it all the way to the end and had it within a lap of him. But exceptional what would you call that, race knowledge from Chase, being able to pick his positioning there in the corners. Pretty tough, especially on a banked oval. All right, up next, Dirt Street Stock, Cody Bickle, Blake Panel, Bones, Tim Hall. Now these are our faster cars so far in this class. And what we seen a while ago, Cody Bickle, very, very quick. Blake Panel always has a quick car, and so does Tim. But newcomer, not necessarily newcomer, but newcomer to the A main, I guess you would say, Bones. Whatever he's done to his car since last week, that thing has really picked up the pace and a lot smoother. Very quick car. So this is going to be an interesting second heat here for the Dirt Street Stock. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this is going to be. So we got the green and orange neon car of Tim Hall there in the back position. Bones there in the 45 SDP blue and yellow. My brother really likes that car. Those are his colors in slot car racing. And the solid neon yellow of Cody Bickle and purple and yellow 96 of Blake Panel. All right, headset died there for a second, as usual. All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go. Out front, Cody Bickle, followed by Blake Panel, getting a little squirrely now, moving to fourth position. Bones now in second, followed by Tim Hall in the orange and green. Oh, Cody Bickle's car gets hit by Bones and Blake Panel. Cody Bickle out in front now. Blake Panel there right behind him. He's trying to move and make some moves here. These cars are sounding super smooth. Cody Bickle's car gets flipped. Tim Hall now in the lead. Tim Hall's dodging all these wrecks and staying out of the business. This is what got him the series win last time. Staying out of trouble will always be the better move. Sometimes going a little bit slower. So Tim Hall right now, a 3.750. He's slower than anybody out there other than Blake Panel, and it's paying off for him as he is dodging a lot of wrecks here. Bones coming into contact with turn 4 as Tim turns Blake Panel's 96 purple car, and we see Cody Bickle turn Tim as Cody needed to have some of that happen to gain back up some time. Now Cody back in the lead here. Cody's car is hauling the mail, 3.30 in this car. I never would have thought these cars could even get that low, but they are getting that low. Cody Bickle's got a screamer of a car. The SDP car of Bones spinning out here, and we got the 96 car of Blake Panel getting back under control at the start-finish line. Tim Hall out of control there on the back stretch as Tim gets his car turned back around here. Tim currently running second. Cody Bickle in first by 2 laps. Cody now dodging Blake Panel in turn 4. Blake Panel running that low side. He's moving up to the high side to give Tim some room. 4 wide going into turn 4, and they all come out. Blake's car a little squirrely there before the start-finish line. 3 laps to go. Cody Bickle is in the lead by a solid lap. All right, congratulations, Cody. Tim Hall second, Blake third, and Bones fourth in the street stock heat race. Do you guys need some time in between for we start the A main? I'm going to give them probably about 5 minutes. I'm going to actually get me a little bit of a drink here real quick as we move into the mains. Special shout out to Live Time for sticking there with me. I'm somewhat of a numbskull when it comes to these kind of things. And I had a guy from Live Time actually stay on the phone with me for about an hour and a half trying to fix our issues that we were having. And I will say, he got them fixed. So we were very pleased with that. So that C main cannot be run. That's going to have to get pushed up into the B. Jamie Fulcher there in the B is going to get pushed to the A. KAB. And I think everything else is on the up and up. Guys, I'm going to take just a quick few minutes. I'm going to get me a drink, and then we'll start our A mains and B mains. Folks, I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, I'm back. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, live chatting if you guys want to join in on some action of the 1RC, what's going on. If you've got any questions, a special thanks to our sponsor, the Livermore Subway, right next door to us, for sponsoring this hobby racing that we love. They sponsored our 4 Crowns last year, put $1,000 up for the guys to race for us, so we thank them, and Defense 7 also giving $1,000 for our racers in the 4 Crowns. We're hoping to have another good 4 Crowns this year. But nonetheless, we're back to 1RC action here, and we're going to get right on into it. All right, guys, up first, Dirt Late Model Standard A Main, Tim Hall, Josh Fulks. This will be a 50-lap A Main. One of these guys is going to go home with an A Main sticker, and one of these guys is going to go home with no sticker. Let's go over here real quick and take a look at our 1RC points that could be earned today. So we see Garrett Burden, Gabriel Kirtley, David Lee not here today, but everybody else here today running for points. We got Brad Gregory, Blake Panel, Jeff McMahon, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, and Cody Bickle. And that'll be our last race of the evening, and we'll go ahead and get those points put in as soon as that happens. So excited for that. All right, guys, can we get 2 track marshals, please? All right, guys, listen for the tone. 50 lap, A main, Dirt Late Model Standard. Tim Hall out to an early lead. Now that Josh Fulks has a little bit of track time, we're seeing a lot smoother racing between him. Very close between the two here, about a half of a track difference. We're seeing Tim Hall's car actually a little bit quicker by about 0.4 seconds. Averagely speaking, we're looking at about 0.5 on average difference between these two racers. So they're a little bit different skill-wise here. But anything can happen. I've seen it before. I watched actually Garrett Burton when we were running the sprint cars. He was out by 7 or 8 total laps, and Tim Hall just kept running and ended up, he ran out of battery juice with 3 laps left to go, and Tim was able to bring it home. So anything can happen. Like I said, just because the car is fast doesn't mean you're going to win. A lot of the times consistency is the key, keeping the cars off of the walls and running predominantly good clean laps makes a big difference. And I think we've seen that showcased here tonight several times. One time with Chase Ryerson, also with Tim Hall making some good moves and actually just stepping out away from danger. As we see the air getting pulled off from Josh's car there, but he flips and gets right back up on his wheels. Oh, and he returns the favor here. Little friendly roughhouse in there. You gotta love it. So we see Josh getting his car put back on. We're about halfway there right now, and the cars are starting to bounce a little bit off the walls until they get their footing here again. And we're seeing Tim now getting the nice smooth rotations here. Josh also running the low side there is actually picking Josh's times up a little bit, keeping it as low as possible. You're saving a lot of footage there, and his car has enough grip to do so. They call that artificially inflating the track there. If your car doesn't have to go to the high outside, you don't want your car going to the high outside because you're just adding extra length to the car. Unless you have your car set up for turn in and you have to go that high for the turn in, it's best to keep your car as low as possible on an oval. But you got to have enough grip to hold it, and a lot of times people don't have the car set up properly for that. All right, looks like we might be expiring here. Give me 1 second, I'll get us back up and rolling here. There we go. Tim Hall turned impressive 3.450 lap time with this car. He's going to bring home the A main, I believe, here. 7 laps to go, unless something drastic happens. He blows out the rear end of this car. He's been really, really smooth in the standard class here. He's holding it down, but credit where credit is due. Josh Fulks also turning impressive times, 3.770. It just boils down to the faster of the cars here on this one. Averagely speaking, about 0.7 seconds difference between these two per lap. And Tim Hall is going to bring it home. Congratulations, Tim. Tim and Josh, please go get your pictures made. So Tim is going to get him an A-main sticker and a tiny A-main sticker for his car. And Josh, he's going to get his picture made on the podium. T, pictures. All right, guys, next up, Dirt Late Model Beginner, B-Main, Butch Bickle, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon, Bones, Hunter Bickle. There's going to be one bump to the A-Main, so fight your hearts out. 25-lap B-Main here. Winner of this will get a B-Main sticker to put on their car and one to put on their box. And they will also get bumped to the A-Main, where they will have to fight it out and try to be the best this week. Don't forget, in this class, there is a 3.8-second breakout. So if you have a really juiced up hot battery, just know you better flick the trigger a little bit if you're running really, really clean laps. Right now we're seeing Butch Bickle get a little practice lap there in the Tony the Tiger looking car. You see Hunter Bickle there putting his orange and white car down. I think his is a Hooters car. Yeah, Hooters car for Hunter. Might be some Chase Elliott fans. And right now we're waiting on Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon, and Bones. Bones is up there. He's got his car sitting there. The number 45 blue and yellow car. And here comes Jamie Fulcher. All right, guys, can we get at least 3 track marshals? Got a blue line set down there for the racers. Now, of course, Jeff's setting. It's not blocking anybody's sight there. But we do have the blue line there for people to stand behind for sure. 5 racers in this B main. It's going to be hectic for sure. 25 a lapper. Anytime we have more than 4 cars, it's usually a lot of wrecking. All right, racers, you guys ready? Listen for the tone. And we're off racing. And the car flipped already out of the gate. So we got Butch Bickle here breaking out with Jeff. Now getting it underway. We're going to see Hunter Bickle taking the lead here, followed by Bones. Bones right there behind him. Bones going to the high outside. Oh, and Hunter and Bones side by side, beating and banging. And Bones is going to take the lead for now. Jamie Fulcher gets into Hunter and gets turned there on the back stretch, but ends up getting it straightened out. Hunter is still hanging on at second place as Hunter ends up flipping there on the front stretch. And we're going to see Mr. Reinerson there flipping him over as we got Bones flipped over now. This gives Hunter a chance here to come back. Jamie Fulcher currently in the lead. Jamie Fulcher in a pileup on turn 4 with Bones. Jamie Fulcher still hanging on to that lead. Butch Bickle in second position in the Tony Tiger car coming around the start finish right now as he's wanting to try to make up some of that time to catch Jamie Fulcher. Jamie Fulcher got about a half of a track lead on him right now, but Butch Bickle is not giving it up without a fight. Third place, Jeff McMahon, Monkey Butt Incorporated there in the 77 car running the high side, trying to stay out of trouble as we see Hunter wreck there in turn 4. See Cody Bickle, his dad, getting him flipped around there. He's now got that car back under control. Both of the Bickle boys hard fighting to try to get some time rolling. We see Hunter turn there in turn 2. Butch Bickle now moving into second position. Bones into third. Jamie Fulcher in first position right now. Jamie Fulcher coming around the start-finish line. Butch Bickle behind him. Butch Bickle tossing his brother Hunter there in turn 4. As we're now a half a lap difference between first and second place here. Very tight race here between these two. Now we see Butch's car get flipped here. And we also see Bones' car get flipped. All right, congratulations, Jamie Fulcher. Second place, Butch Bickle. Jeff McMahon, third place. We take 1. All right, Jamie Fulcher is going to get bumped. I could have swore there was a way. Jason, a little strong language there. I guess I can maybe put you on a timeout there. No offense. But that is our rookie series there. Okay, guys. That is our dirt late model. All right, dirt late model beginner, A main, Tim Hall, Chase Reinerson, Josh Fulks, Jamie Fulcher. There we go. So right now we have Tim Hall out there, Josh Fulks, Chase Reinerson getting his car, and then Jamie Fulcher here for our A main. All right, looks like Blake's going to help track marshal on this side. Guys, 50 lapper here. Listen for the tone. And Tim Hall out to an early lead. We see Josh Fulks' car gets put back on there. Josh Fulks probably going to break out there. Nope, he gets his lap. He's good. Tim Hall hanging on to that lead, holding smooth. Chase Reinerson there in the all blacked out car there, looking for some good rhythm as him and Jamie go side by side into turn 1 and 2. Tim Hall coming up on Josh Fulks' red car there. And Tim is running some nice, smooth laps here. Nobody broke out yet. 3.820 of Tim Hall. He's getting there really close, but I'd say his battery is about to cook down a little bit as we just seen him running a 3.9 now. So he is nowhere in danger of breaking out. Oh, Josh Fulks get involved with Jamie Fulcher there a little bit. And Tim Hall's holding it down, a 3.820, his fastest time. Josh Fulks close to that with a 3.88 is his fastest. So they are very competitive. Josh has got involved in a few incidents early on, or it'd be a really, really close race between these two. Oh, Jamie Fulcher taking out the top two guys right there. Chase Reinerson now in second position with the black car there. He's coming up on Tim Hall. It's very close between these two. Tim Hall trying to make a move here with Josh. And Josh is just keeping him at bay here within a car length and a half. Josh there in the red car. He's got to make a move there on Jamie Fulcher, and both of them get clear of Jamie Fulcher, but Chase Reinerson there getting involved in a little bit of the mix there with Jamie. Josh out front as Tim takes out Jamie Fulcher. Very close race between these guys. 19 laps left to go. Tim Hall in the lead, still with the fastest lap time of the race, a 3.820. Not probably going to get beat. We're averaging here 4.111 for Tim Hall, and Chase Reinerson's close with a 4.337. As we can see, these three, Josh, Chase, and Tim, side by side. Tim bouncing off of Josh, sends him backwards. Cody Bickle, he's slapping cars forward there on the front stretch, doing a good job of it. As we see Josh Fulks there, his car turning around in turn 2. Blake Panel's going to get him spun around there. Tim Hall, 42 laps. He's about 3 laps up from Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson 1 lap up on Josh Fulks. So a close race between Chase and Josh right now. 6 laps to go as Jamie Fulcher's car is going to flip there. Tim Hall coming up on the backside of Chase Reinerson. He makes a clean pass, and Chase is keeping his corners really nice. Interesting to see how things might change coming up in the street stock between these two. Both of them extremely good racers. All right, congratulations, Tim Hall first, Chase Reinerson second, Josh Fulks third. Please get your pictures. And Tim Hall's going to get him an A-Main sticker with an A-Main baby sticker for his car. And a picture. That'll work. I got parts for you. Blake's wanting to tear him up himself a car, he says. So, well, I've been talking to Glenn Burton about that for years. He says when one of us win the lottery, he's going to get a semi. Gabriel's going to end up buying him a car, and me, Dad, and Glenn, we're just going to go to all the dirt races. We can make it happen if we win the lottery. I just know I ain't going to drive the car. I'm just going to watch the race. But I don't play the lottery. I don't even think Glenn plays the lottery. So, you know, it's probably not ever going to happen unless we find a lottery ticket just laying somewhere. Huh? Only over $1 billion, huh? Well, I don't gamble. Close as I come to gambling, I occasionally play the old Texas Hold'em, but I don't consider that gambling. A lot of people do, but yeah, the government likes to get their money. That is for sure. All right, guys, up now, Super Dirt Late Model, Josh Fulks, Chase Reinerson, Blake Pannell, Jamie Fulcher. We see Jamie and Blake up there right now, waiting on Chase and Josh Fulks. Both of them coming off a race and coming off of a picture. Tell you, we could use all the track marshals we could use on this one. It's our super class. You're going to need to on this one. These cars here, man, they're fast. Blake's ready for a new car, it sounds like. He said if he spins, just hit it. So it sounds like to me Blake's ready to buy a new super late model. I don't know. I got parts. That's all I know. Jason Sanders, a real nail biter. Yeah, man, I'll tell you. It does get a little bit hairy, especially in this class. These cars are technically a bit too quick for this track. Very narrow track for sure. These cars, they're meant for something else. Congratulations on your win. All right, they're getting lined up here. Racers, are we ready? All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go. Out front, side by side, red and black. Josh Fulks and Chase Reinerson. Chase giving a little movement there. Chase getting side by side with Jamie Fulcher. Jamie Fulcher's car flipped. on turn 3. He's getting seated back up on the high side. A good spot to put that car. The red car of Josh Fulks out in the lead as he's going side by side with Jamie Fulcher. We got a dead car there in turn 3. Looks to be Blake Panels in turn 4. He's taking off. We got 2 cars flipped here. Chase going to break out there for being under the start-finish too long. Josh Fulks in the lead. Chase Reinerson second. Oh, as we see Blake Panel pull Jamie Fulcher's chain there in turn 3. Coming around turn 2 there, we got Blake Panel running the high side meta. Down on the low side, we see Chase Reinerson now currently in the lead. Chase Reinerson in the blacked out car looking like the Batmobile rolling around there, hanging her in there. Coming up behind him, though, not giving up without a fight, Josh Fulks' red car as they both dodge Blake Panel's car. Like I said, this is fast and furious racing. Oh, and we see Josh Fulks' car take the lead from Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson not giving up without a fight. He takes the low side and pushes Josh to the high side. Side by side racing as Josh Fulks' car dive bombs down low on the backstretch. All right, Jamie Fulcher in the mix there as they come into lap traffic. But they're neither. Oh, Jamie Fulcher pulls Josh Fulks' chain there in turn 4. And that puts him a lap down as they both come into contact again in turn 4. Chase Reinerson also in the mix there at the black car. Chase Reinerson out in the lead at 29 laps of the total of 50. Still anybody's race here as we see Josh Fulks giving it back in kind to Jamie Fulcher there right before the start-finish line. Chase Reinerson and Jamie Fulcher side by side getting pushed to the high side. We see Chase Reinerson holding it, though, moving up to the high side, dodging a wreck on the backstretch of Blake Panel. Blake Panel now to the bottom of the track on turn 3. Chase Reinerson holding it in there, doing more of what Chase Reinerson's been doing this whole race long, watching out in front of him, dodging these wrecks. It's tough sometimes whenever these cars are moving that quick. Blake Panel's got his car in hand, looking at to see if maybe a possible rear end shock popped out or something. He's going to put his car on the high side. He's getting back in there. His car's bouncing off the walls there, but he's got her back under control now, running high side meta. Now side by side again, Josh Fulks, Chase Reinerson. Chase Reinerson goes to the high side. Josh Fulks holding that low to mid side there. Josh Fulks currently in third position. He's going to try to make up a lap here. He's going to have to catch Jamie. Oh, as Jamie comes into contact, turn 4. Oh, and then immediately Josh had a chance there as we see up on his lid Chase Reinerson. He's going to get that. We're also going to see Blake Panel's car. He's pulling the car. Chase Reinerson, congratulations. A-main winner, 50 lapper. Jamie Fulcher second. Josh Fulks third. All 3 guys 50 laps. Wow. Very fast. Very fast. Jason Sanders says, hashtag Team Blake. Jason Sanders, it's going to get messy out there. It did get messy. I couldn't even check the chat. It was getting so messy. But, man, what a race. Yeah, Chase, Jamie, and Josh for the picture. Chase first place. Make sure he gets his stickers for his car and for his box. And then coming up next is going to be Asphalt Late Model A-Main. We got this one and our Street Stock, which is 4 points, our main event for the night. All the racers that are involved in the Street Stock series do have an opportunity to get them a nice shirt, kind of like our previous one here, the late model shirt here. Let's see if I can go over and view that. So this was from our previous series. I'm just repping one of them here. And then, of course, on the back of the shirt here, you know, you got the late model, says Dirt Racing. We're going to get one made for our Street Stock series here in the Summer Series. And all the guys that are involved in that are eligible to get them one of them shirts. But only racers get racing shirts. All the other shirts, we only have one. It's this one. And it's made by our racer here, Brad Gregory, also known as Bones. He'll be in the Street Stock class. It says Lanes Raceway Pit Crew on the back because you're not a racer unless you're racing. So it's a little bit of a badge of honor being a racer here. And, you know, they wear their shirts proudly around here, so we do appreciate our racers and all the effort they put into these cars. A lot of people say, hey, it's just hobby racing. It is, but you know what? People take a lot of pride in their cars putting these things together. Just because they ain't spending $20,000 and $30,000 every week on a big car racing doesn't mean these guys ain't racers at heart. Because I will tell you, they're some of the most passionate racers I know getting these little tiny cars to work how they work. Uh, and I'll tell you, it does matter. All that matters. All right, if we could get some track marshals, Chase Ryerson, Tim Hall, Jeff McMahon, Asphalt Lake model. This is the A main 50 lapper. Okay, looks like we got Cody Bickle there in turn 2. Got Bones there by the start-finish line. He's our start-finish line man. He gets them all the time, slaps them cars in the front. Got Blake. We got this one and street stock left. All right, guys, are y'all good with the track marshals? We need one more. All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go, 50 lapper, as we see Jeff McMahon's car get a little out of control there on the back stretch. He's now got her up back under control. Chase Reinerson there in the white out black car. Man, what a beauty to see. That thing is awesome. It reminds me of my old Mustang. 2017 GT Mustang. Oh, Chase is going to hit Tim Hall's car there a little bit, but he's going to make it through. And now Chase flipped over there. As we see Tim bouncing off turn 2 there. Cody's going to get him put back up. Chase Reinerson in the lead, turn of 3.259, fastest lap, averaging 3.967 to a 5.269 at Tim Hall. So Tim Hall's car a little bit different than what we were seeing earlier. Both these guys pretty smooth now. They're both picking their spots. As we see Tim Hall's car just dive bomb down low there on turn 4. Jeff McMahon taking a look into his car as he grabs it off the back stretch there, Monkey Butt Incorporated. He's going to pull his car. Evidently something's going on with his car. Tim Hall there taking a hit. We'll also see Chase Reinerson coming around here real smooth, coming that low side duck and making some really quick movements here. 3.259 at Chase Reinerson, 3.730 Tim Hall. Jeff McMahon retired at a 4.380 for his lap time. Now it looks like they're drafting a little bit here as Tim's moving to the low side to try to gain whatever time he can, try to keep up there. And we're seeing it a lot closer now. About 3 car lengths difference between the two. Tim hitting the wall there, scrubbing a little bit of time, getting a little loose out of turn 2. Chase Reinerson holding it down. He is running this car with everything he's got. Consecutive low lining laps here in the white and black car. First time I think I've seen him hit the wall there, turn 1. So he's definitely got this car dialed in for him. And the 3.259 still fastest lap time. Tim Hall will pull up the hill with the 12-tooth pinions in the back of these cars. Tough a lot of times to get them pulled up. We'll see Chase coming up on the backside of Tim again. Jason Sanders says, looking forward to the street stock. I am too. I want to see how these guys perform. They've been working hard on their cars to get ready for the series. And I really feel like it's going to be a bloodbath, to be honest. The cars are really hauling the mail. A little bit of a draft there. See, low side Chase, he actually lets off to get the car back under control as he got into the low side of Tim's car there right before the start-finish line. And just that one little interaction there cost about 12 car lengths. But it had to be done because Chase has got to try to make that pass on Tim. As he's catching him by about 3/4 of a car length per lap here. And he makes the pass on the outside of Tim as Tim gets out of control there on turn 4. 2 laps to go. Chase Reinerson's going to bring this one home. Congratulations, Chase Reinerson, first place. Tim Hall, second. Jeff McMahon, third. Please get your pictures. Then next up is going to be our Dirt Streak Stock B main. It's going to be Tim Hall, Blake Pennell, Bones, and Jeff McMahon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys have got their cars tuned, boys. That is the B main. Y'all got some catching up to do. I'm positive. I'm just telling you, you're doing good this week, I guess. Yeah, it's Cody, Chase, and Jamie in the first. Amen. Well, I don't know. See, it could be all that wrecking y'all was doing in the heat races. I will be putting points for all you guys, though, on the live stream as soon as it's over. So let's see what we got total racing here. We got seven total races. All right, guys, up next, Dirt Street Stock B Main, Tim Hall, Blake Panel, Bones, Jeff McMahon, one getting bumped. We'll need a hard fought race here. We see Bones already got his STP 45, yellow and blue car out there, ready to go. Jeff McMahon coming up there, Monkey Butt Incorporated. Number 8, black and slate green car. Blake Panel with his 96 plum and yellow car. Messing around with Tim a little bit. Tim chuckling. Tim over there with his green and orange number 19 Tim Hall racing car. Little bump drafting. All right, guys. Can we get at least 2 track marshals? You think? Chris Austin says plum crazy panel. Blake says you need to get down here and run, Chris. All right, looks like we got 1 track marshal. Need at least 1 more track marshal. Need 1 on this end at least. Yep. All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go. Bones spun around backwards there. 25 lap B main here. Only 1 going on to the A main. Right now, Tim Hall out in the leads, followed by Bones and Blake Panel. Both of them into each other there. Jeff McMahon there currently in 4th. Reckon they're out of turn 2. Bouncing off the walls here. Who's turning the fastest lap time? Bones right now, 3.610. Blake Panel with the 3.630, pretty close. Now, Tim Hall is actually a little bit slower on his fastest time, but he is choosing his angles a lot better, dodging wrecks here at a 3.740. Jeff McMahon, 4.910. Monkey Butt Incorporated. Reckon there in turn 2 as Blake Panel ends up getting off there. Jeff's going to pull his car again, having some issues there. And we see Tim Hall next to Blake Panel and Bones. Bones and Blake Panel side by side, getting a little roughhousey there. Tim Hall holding that high side. Bones giving him some room. Tim going high and gets involved. All 3 cars wrecked on the backstretch. Tim taking a low side there and now gets it back under control. Bones currently in the lead. Tim Hall, 2nd position. Bones' car a lot smoother this week than we seen last week, and he is keeping that baby dialed down. Oh, Blake Panel and Bones get involved. Now Tim Hall taking back over the lead. Tim Hall in the lead. Blake Panel 3rd with 19. Tim 21. 21 for Bones. Bones going to try to make up what he's lost there. Blake's getting him now within 3 or 4 car lengths. 2 laps to go. And Bones is going to rank there in turn 4. It's all Tim Hall. Tim Hall, congratulations. You're getting bumped. Bones second. Blake third. Jeff McMahon fourth. So we're going to finish that up. Bump up Tim into the A main. Tim, do you need any extra time? All right, 2 minutes. Tim's going to have to get him a fresh battery. Jason Sanders. This one is going to be good. Yes, it is. Cody Bickle very strong in this one. Chase Reinerson, don't count him out either. Both of these guys have been very methodical behind their controlling mechanisms. Receivers, I'm telling you what, they pick their lane and they stick with it, dodging a lot of wrecks tonight. Jamie Fulcher there in third. Tim Hall's going to be in that 4th position going in. So in the meantime, while we're waiting on Tim, let's go ahead and get those points moving on in. So we're going to see Jeff McMahon with 70. Let me go over here and get that set up here. Oops. There we go. All right, 70 for Jeff. Be 75 for Blake Panel. All right, let me get that set up here. And then we're going to see Bones with 80. That's Brad Gregory. He's going to get 80 points this week. Now, it is the best 4 races out of 8. But right now, we're seeing 7th position, Jeff McMahon. Well, actually, I guess he's still going to be better. 7th position out of a total of 10. So he's still up there a little bit. 70 for Jeff, 75 Blake, 80 for Brad Gregory. Looks like Tim's got his stuff in order here. We're ready to roll. Looks like Blake's about to lose a car or something over there. He's over here, got his little tower of cars, picking it up there. About lost every one of them there, it looked like. Dropping batteries and everything. What's going on over there, Blake? Drunk, okay. I don't think he really is. I think he's just saying that. All right. We got Jamie Fulcher out there, Tim Hall. And guys, up next is our A-Main Dirt Street Stock, Cody Bickle, Chase Reinerson, Jamie Fulcher, Tim Hall. Jason Sanders says, rest in peace, Jeff. Sorry. Jeff will fight to live another day or something like that. He will get his stuff figured out and be back out there beating and banging with the rest of them. All right, can I get at least one track marshal? Okay. And this is our main event, Dirt Street Stock A-Main. These guys are fighting for 100 points for first place. Chase Ryerson flipping over Cody Bickle's car here. All right, guys, y'all ready? Listen for the tone. And here we go. Out to an early lead, Cody Bickle, followed by Chase Reinerson and Tim Hall. 4th position, Jamie Fulcher getting bumped up from the B main. Very smooth racing here so far. Cody Bickle taking that mid to high side there, dodging Jamie Fulcher. All these guys running pretty smooth here. Chase Reinerson there has got a quick car too. There's the grind of the gears and the smoothness of the tires. Chase Reinerson down low. Jamie Fulcher overturning there, getting his car flipped there at the start-finish line. Chase Reinerson actually hitting him on the bottom side here. Cody Bickle, Tim Hall, 1st and 2nd. Tim Hall is actually coming up on Cody a little bit. Tim's going to take that mid side there. Fastest lap time right now, Cody Bickle, 3.259 to Tim Hall's 3.570, closer to Chase Reinerson's 3.540 there. Averagely speaking, a 3.442 for Cody, 3.795 Tim, 3.950 for Chase Reinerson. Jamie Fulcher 4.8 and a 3.8 for his fastest. Cody Bickle coming up on Chase Reinerson right now as they pass the start-finish line. Cody's going to make a low side dive bomb here and pass them. Tim and Chase Reinerson both involved in a little bit of an incident there in turn 3 or 4 as Chase comes down low and hits Cody, but Cody was just too strong going through the corner there. It didn't affect him at all. And here we go down low. Yet again, Cody Bickle putting on a show here as he dive bombs the car down low, holding it in. Tim Hall there in second position, 2 laps down. Chase Reinerson there, 2 laps down from Tim. We're seeing a little bit of a spread here. Now, Jamie Fulchers went ahead and pulled his car. He's checking something over here. We can kind of swap over here to the flat track real quick. You can see him working there by the Summer Series sign. We'll see if he can get it back out there before the race is over. 17 laps total to go, and we're seeing Cody just run off and lead the guys. He's currently about 3 laps up on Tim Hall. Both of them running very close. And Cody's hitting it there down low. All right, and these 3 cars will be coming in. This is our A main, so they will be coming in after the race. 6 laps, and we'll check just to make sure everybody is legal in the top 3. And here we go, 1 lap left to go. And Cody's going to bring it. All right, congratulations, Cody. First place, Tim Hall second, Chase Reinerson third, Jamie Fulcher fourth. You guys want to bring your cars here? Let me look at them real quick. Let me swap them over here to the me on the channel. All right, we're going to check Tim here. All right, everything stock 1RC parts and a 1RC battery. Running a 8700. You're good to go. All right. 8700, 1RC, all stock parts. You're good, Jamie. Guys, can we see your cars real quick? See your cars real quick, guys.
Oh, well, that's good. At least I know I finished second now.
All right, 8700K motor, 1RC parts, 1RC battery. Good. Pass that to him, thank you. All right, we got Chase Reinerson here, 1RC battery with his logo on it. He's big time, folks. 8700K motor, looking good. Thank you, guys. All right, that pretty much sums everything up. Thanks for everybody joining in on chat. Remember, every week we do this race on Tuesday nights, Saturday nights. The guys that couldn't make it tonight, they're going to be able to come in here and do that too. So we're going to, right now, before we end the live stream, we'll get these points in the right order here. So next up is going to be Jamie Fulcher getting 85 points. So let's go ahead and get him straightened out here. Okay. And then Chase Reinerson there in third position this week, going to get 90. So let's get him his 90 points here. And then Tim Hall there in second, going to get 95 points this week. So let's get him his 95. And then Cody Bickle, our winner for tonight, he's going to get a solid 100. Let's get him set up there for 100 points. What a race it was. You know, I thought it was going to be a bloodbath, guys. Really did. But, you know, it was pretty crazy. Turned out a really smooth race. Cody Bickle with the 3.259, very fast cars. Guys got some work to do. Tim and Chase and Jamie all got a little bit of work to do to get those cars a little bit quicker. Like I said, don't count out any of our guys for the B main. Those guys are really strong from our previous series. We're talking about Blake Panel. He's had his car very strong in this class. Just having a little bit of an issue here. He's been working pretty hard here lately, but he'll get his stuff set up and it'll be rolling. Josh Folks, very impressed with him tonight. Wow, what a racer. As he is been doing a lot of good clean laps with the guys, picking his positioning very close. See some of the guys packing up here for the night. Nonetheless, this is Donnie here at Lanes Raceway. Come back and see us again next Tuesday for a live stream in the 1RC Street Stock class. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next live stream will be Saturday for our Rookie Series, and then followed by our Pro Series Hard Body on Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.